Hey everyone, I'm Trevor and you're watching SoCal Disney Dad. Today we are talking about the cost to go to Disneyland. We're going to look at the cheapest way that you can go to Disneyland, and we're going to look at the most expensive, or one of the most expensive days and trips that we have taken to Disneyland. I want to dissect these for you so that you can know just how much it's going to cost to go to Disneyland. So let's jump into it. Well, we're going to go ahead and start off with the cheapest day at Disney, and any day at Disney is going to involve parking, and so we're going to start both of these days with parking. Parking costs $25 for the cheapest, regardless of what lot you're in. We often go to Mickey and Friends, as you see here, but you can go to Toy Story lot. Either way, it's going to cost you $25. You can park at a good neighbor hotel, sometimes for cheaper, but we just prefer the parking structures. It's easiest, and you get to stay on Disney. Don't have to worry about dealing with hotels and that sort of thing. Once you get through the gates, though, that's what we're talking about for the most part. So we are not factoring in here costs to get to Disney. I do want you to know that we are going to be covering food items and food items alone. So once you get through that gate, what you spend on gifts is your own business, and how you get there is your own business. But we're talking about food. How much does it cost in food at Disneyland? A typical day for us, we always show up at Rope Drop and we ride a couple of rides, because the first hour is the golden hour, as we call it, and so we want to do a couple of those rides before stopping to take a break and get a morning snack. But in our cheap day at Disneyland, we went to Maurice's Treats and grabbed a cheddar garlic bagel twist for $5.29. And those bagel twists are a really great breakfast item, so we always like to grab them. They're warm and they fill you up and they help you last until lunchtime. So a great snack that we always enjoy. Of course, we went and would do a couple of more rides, but then it's time for lunch, and we went to Rancho del Zocalo. Rancho del Zocalo is in the Frontierland area of Disneyland, and it has lots and lots of seating, lots of open space there, so we really enjoy going there because we don't have to fight for a seat like you do at some other places around Disneyland. And they also have free water that they offer to you. All the places offer free water if you ask for them, but Rancho del Zocalo and specifically has water sitting outside in the dining area, as opposed to like you having to go back up and wait at a window. So we really appreciate that as well. When we went to Rancho del Zocalo, Amy and I were going to split a meal, so we ordered the burrito Sonora. Remember, this is our cheap day, so we're trying easy ways to save money at Disneyland. And in order to do that, we pack the kids a meal. And so we bring bread and peanut butter for them. We make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for them. We do the same thing at dinner. You'll probably notice that just a little bit later. But Amy and I only buy a single meal between the two of us, and we split it. That burrito Sonora is what we split. It is large enough to split, in our opinion. We are not hungry after splitting that meal together. Of course, following up that, we rode some more rides like Rise of the Resistance, Star Tours, and now it is time for, yet again, another snack. We like snacks. We have frequent snacks throughout the day. In fact, we have a morning snack, an afternoon snack, and an evening snack. So that even on our cheap day, we always get those three snacks. And the snack for this particular stop was the Matterhorn Macaroon. The Matterhorn Macaroon with tax only costs $3.22. It's $2.99 before tax. And that is a really cheap dessert. It looks small, but it is dense, and it was quite filling. I really, really enjoyed it. After the macaroon, we were actually treated to a cavalcade that came by, so there's more to do at Disneyland besides just riding rides. We also checked out some shops. The new Halloween merch hit Disneyland the day before we got there, so the merch was already up in the window and in the store, so we checked out some of that merch while we were up there. And then we went to Galactic Grill. Galactic Grill is just a really kind of dinky, to be honest with you, quick service location in Tomorrowland. And we got the specialty burger. Yes, it is that unimaginative. They just call it the specialty burger for $14.99, but with tax, that came out to $19.91 because we also bought a side of fries for the boys. And as you take a look here, the fries are nothing special, and that burger doesn't even really look that great. It just tasted like an average sort of burger as far as burgers go. But $19.91, once again, Amy and I split it. We cut that burger in half. We shared the fries. The boys shared their fries plus their peanut butter and jelly that we had packed for them from before. Following that meal, once again, we went to ride some rides. James loves Space Mountain, so we had to go do Space Mountain yet again. And on our way out of the park for the evening, of course, we rode other things besides those. I'm just skipping some of the details. We went to the Grand Californian because I love the Grand Californian, just walking through there. And we got a brownie. Now, this is a hidden item that I discovered on Instagram. It's just called a brownie on the menu. How uninspiring. But that brownie is covered in M&Ms, and it is gooey, and it is good. And look how big that thing is. It is a massive brownie. Of course, that costs $7 for the GCH Grill brownie. And that brings us to the end of our day for the cheap day. While we were heading our way out of the park, we're tallying up everything to see what it cost us today. No, we don't do that. But at the end of the day, it did cost $74.96, including the $25 for parking. Of course, we didn't factor in the gas to get up there, so you can tally that in your brain, whatever you think it would be for you. But $74.96 with the $25 for parking and the food once you get through the gate on our cheapest day at Disney. Now moving on to the most expensive day at Disney. This actually happened about a week to 2 weeks earlier than the cheapest day. We went to Disney California Adventure, and just like Disneyland, we arrived in the parking lot because we drive from San Diego. And the parking, same price as it was the previous time. $25, it's always the same. It hasn't changed in quite some time, but that's a reason to worry because it'll probably go up to $30 before too long. Knowing Disney, nothing stays stagnant forever. Walt says Disneyland will never be completed. There will always be something new. And sometimes that something new is literally parking prices. We start off the day going to Pixar Pier. Again, we're taking advantage of rope drops. We're going to Toy Story Midway Mania. We're riding that first. James rode Incredicoaster for the very first time, and following that, I grabbed a cookie from Jack Jack's Cookie Num Nums, which is a stand right there next to Incredicoaster. Has some of the best cookies I have ever had. Just look at that amazing cookie dum. It is kind of just like the brownie we had, but so much better than the brownie, in my opinion. But the brownie was good too. Don't let me dissuade you from that. Jack Jack Cookie Num Num is only $6 though. $6 for the Jack Jack Cookie Num Num, no tax there. After that, we rode some rides again. We went to Radiator Racers, went through Avengers Campus, rode the new Spider-Man ride, and after that, it was time for lunch at Pym Test Kitchen. Now, I've eaten here before, but I was so excited to take my family to Pym Test Kitchen, and my mother was there with us this day, and it also kind of contributes to it being the most expensive day because we had another person to feed, so we had more food that needed to go around. We also bought food for the boys, or rather at this particular meal they split with us, but later on you'll see that we purchase a meal for them. At Pym Test Kitchen, we ordered the Impossible Spoonful, which is a vegan dish that is a veggie meatball, and it was really, really good. After that, we have the not-so-little chicken sandwich that Amy ordered. Comes with tater tots. Of course, that giant piece of chicken on that tiny little bun. Oh man, that was the best item that we got at Pym's, in my opinion. And I got the panini sandwich, which was a lot larger the first time that I got it, but it is what it is. We also ordered the Choco Smash candy bar because it is big enough to feed 5 people for sure. And all said and done, for those 4 items, it was $51.96. Now I should say that at that time we still had our 10% discount, and on the cheaper day we actually did not have our discount because Magic Key had not come out yet and the discount had ended. So that $74.96 actually probably isn't the cheapest that we could have got that day, but it wouldn't have been very much cheaper. Maybe like $5 cheaper at best, that sort of thing. But here we did at Pim Test Kitchen have that 10% discount, so $51.96 for Pim Test Kitchen. After that, of course, once again, we had to ride some rides because my boys love rides. Jumpin' Jellyfish, Golden Zephyr, Emotional Whirlwind. And while we're over in Pixar Pier next to Bing Bong's Sweet Stuff, let's head on in there because we're going to go to Memory Refreshers. At Memory Refreshers, we had to grab some Slurpees. I grabbed Sunshine in a Cup while James and Grandma grabbed the Rainbow Unicorn, and Amy got the Imaginary Pal, and I got mine as a Glacier, which means it was 50 cents cheaper because I did not want boba balls or anything specifically on top. All said and done, that came to $16.37 for the slushes. Of course, following a quick snack at Memory Refreshers, we were right next to Incredicoaster, which was James's newest favorite ride, and he made us ride that again. It was not very difficult to twist my arm to do that. Of course, then we went to the Pacific Wharf and grabbed some free waters. Yes, even on our expensive day, we grabbed free waters for refreshment. And then we headed to Carthay Circle. I went to Carthay Circle for dinner. Now, this is a fancy signature location in Disney's California Adventure, and it is not cheap. So that's why it's on the most expensive day. We hadn't been there in quite a while, and we decided that we were going to go for this particular video in general so that we can show you the most expensive type of meal that you could probably get at Disney. And what we got, in fact, we didn't even go all that expensive. We got the cheapest items on the menu at Carthay Circle, which was the rigatoni pasta fagioli. And we got the kids just a regular pasta. We didn't even get marinara on it. I don't know why. I think we just had them put butter on it. But we ordered a kids meal for the kids to split. And James split with Grandma as well because Grandma also got the rigatoni pasta fagioli. And yes, I just said pasta. And that's because I spent a year in Australia and that's how they say it. So sometimes I get mixed up. But all that being said is after tip, because it is a sit-down restaurant, so you have to leave a tip, and we always go with 20%. At least I always get close to 20%. Doesn't have to be specifically, but I like my tip to make a round number because I'm OCD, and it came to $95 flat for Carthay Circle. And so $95 for our dinner at Carthay Circle. Following that, we went to Mickey's PhilharMagic to see the new Coco edition that they added to the show, and finished up our day riding Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout because it was Benjamin's first time. He absolutely loved it. Now, of course, on our way out of the park, we walked through downtown Disney because we parked in that parking structure, and we enjoy walking through downtown Disney. We're not sad that the trams are gone because we walked it anyway. Walking through downtown Disney, we decided to get that evening snack to tide us over for the 1.5-hour drive home. So we stopped at Salt and Straw, which is a unique ice cream location in downtown Disney. As the name would sound, a lot of their food is salty, and you can check out some of these things on the menu here. Honey lavender and strawberry and coconut water sherbet, cold brew coffee, cashew praline. They've got some strange type things on their menu here, but we just made it simple, and we got the salted malted chocolate chip cookie dough along with the freckled mint chocolate chip underneath. We got a double scoop, and my mom got the chocolate gooey brownie. Those two ice creams together came to $16.45. And so when we are done with the day and heading out of the park, all is said and done, we spent $210.78, factoring in again that $25 for parking. Still have to get to Disneyland and get back from Disneyland, so factor that in. We didn't even talk about the price to go to Disneyland in terms of tickets. That's primarily because we get passes. We will get a Magic Key as soon as we get back to Disneyland. We have unused tickets that cannot be upgraded, and we are waiting to be able to upgrade those tickets. and can't wait to get a magic key, and then we won't really have to worry about the cost to get into Disney again. But you'll have to factor that in if you're only coming for a short vacation, that you will need to, price out your hotel stays and all those sorts of things as well. But this is just once you're through the gates, what is the cost of food? Because so much of it can be up in the air. You don't know how much you're going to need, how much you're going to eat. And we've just shown you that our family is capable of packing our own food and splitting meals at most locations in Disneyland for a cheap day. Or if we do feel like going all out, everybody orders their own meal, you sit down at a dining location. In fact, you could get even more expensive than this because you could sit down twice. We went to a quick service the first time, and Amy and I actually still split a rigatoni at Carthay Circle. We didn't even get our own food there. So, you can get more expensive than we were, and you can get cheaper than we were once you have dining discounts and things like that for Magic Keys that are factored in. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed our video here talking about the cost to go to Disneyland. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you'd like to see next. And I'm happy to put stuff together for you. Just a COVID update for you. If you've been following my channel for the last couple of days, you've probably seen that we are in quarantine because we all came down with COVID. Now, I do want to let you know, because some people seem to be concerned and wanted us to go get vaccinated because we caught COVID. Do want you to know that we are vaccinated. Got vaccinated as soon as we could, and have no problems with that. And the entire family, even my mother, who's also vaccinated, caught COVID as well. 3 of us vaccinated, 3 COVID sicknesses. And it didn't have anything to do with Disneyland, because my mom didn't even come to Disneyland whenever she caught COVID as well. Don't worry about, that it's not the parks. You could get it from anywhere really at this point. As you can tell, I'm doing just fine. We're like 6 days in now, and I consider myself to be almost fully recovered. I have a lingering tiny cough, much better than it was yesterday. As I say that, a little bit of nasal congestion left. I mean, it sounds it. I don't feel it. I'm not blowing my nose like crazy like it was a couple days ago. But yeah, things are going well. Things are progressing well. And again, appreciate all your well wishes. Looking forward to being back in the parks. Unfortunately, it's still not going to be this weekend because it's a 10-day quarantine from the first day of symptoms, which was Friday. So that takes me until Monday. So 2 weekends that I am going to be stuck out of parks. But anyway, we're putting these fun videos together for you all the same. And thank you for watching. And we will see you again next time.